It's Cinemassacre's Monster Madness around the world. Today we're heading to India, home of the major prolific film industry known as Bollywood. While being one of the largest filmmaking industries in the world, with a mass production output of action, drama, comedies, and musicals, it definitely includes its share of horror. And wow, what a movie we have today, Mahaakal from '94. It's a horror, comedy, musical, martial arts all in one. And when I say it's all those genres, I don't mean it blends them together. No, not at all. What I mean is one scene will be a horrific nightmare with skeletons piling onto somebody. There'll be impressive nightmare sets with moody lighting and fog and a bunch of snakes coming out all over the place. Then the next scene will be badly choreographed fights filmed out in natural daylight, low budget with hilarious sound effects. Then all of a sudden, we're in a flashy club with dancing and colored lights. Every scene feels like it came from a totally different movie. And even with different budgets, it seems. It changes tones very suddenly. It'll go from a serious and disturbing rape scene to a slapstick comedy scene. There's a character who shows up the first time dressed like Michael Jackson, and he dances all around, hamming up the whole scene. And there's no important information in these scenes. It's just filler, as if they need it. The movie is 2 hours and 12 minutes. Geez, what do they think this is, a superhero movie? The film has zero respect for your time. Nobody looked at the clock and thought, yeah, maybe this should be cut down a little. It exists in a time void with no sense of pace. But you know what? It's hilarious, because this movie doesn't give a fuck. Now, when I say it doesn't give a fuck, I mean, it also doesn't care about what it rips off. Tell me if this plot sounds familiar. Two girls are having nightmares about some psycho with a burned face, who also has a glove with claws on it. And when they get injured in the dream, they wake up and realize the injuries are still there. The one girl, her dad, happens to be a cop, much like a certain John Saxon role in a certain Wes Craven film. And just in case you had any doubts that it's a true ripoff of you-know-what, well, just listen to the music. Well, that is the Nightmare on Elm Street theme. They aren't even being discreet about it. Ripping off a movie is one thing, but then using the exact same music? Oh boy. So, wow, do you prefer the Platinum Dunes remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, or this? They even go as far to copy the scene with the girl in the waterbed from Nightmare Part 4. The films of South Asia were notorious for these kind of rip-offs, but you gotta love it. The mentality must have been, if nobody's stopping you, then just go ahead. It also borrows a lot from Evil Dead. It has the flying POV shot, a disembodied hand grabbing somebody's throat, and a crazy, laughing, zombified girl.
Shut up!
It even uses the music from Night of the Living Dead, which was stock music originally.
That's another one for the fire.
It has many strong elements. In the Freddy scenes, Mahaakal or Shackle as he's called.
Well, ain't Dr. Seuss.
Anyway, whenever he shows up, it has an amazing production value. His lair is decked out with creepy lights with a dungeon vibe, and a giant skull-like head made up of bodies tangled around it. Wow, that's like some kind of crazy surrealist painting come alive. And I really love the skeleton pile-up scene. When it's actually trying to be a traditional horror movie, it works surprisingly well. The sound design is also very well done. Even though it sounds very stock, it's the consistency of the strangeness of it that makes it so unsettling and creepy. Freddy was scary and funny all at the same time, but Mahaakal or Shackle or whatever it is, well, just make your own call. I will say, that laughing can get pretty annoying.
Shut up!
But the final battle is pretty spectacular. Overall, I think it's one of the greatest cheesy 80s flicks to come out in the 90s.